So just one of the reasons why I'm not doing a live cooking stream today is because I fixed the inverter and now it's running good. You can hear the fan blowing, and it was a couple of things. It was a bad fuse. The fuse was still working, but it was getting hot, and I don't know if you can see, but it was a high open there, so it was causing a lot of heat because that current loss right there, both sides, was really bad. So I cleaned the connections, cleaned the fuses, put a new fuse in, and re-crimped the female connectors where it goes down in there so it would grab it a lot better. And this thing is running the water well right now. So it's an airlift system. Pulls about 360 watts. And that's what irrigates the front yard and the back side of the property where the tank is. So I got my bubble bucket here. There's a sunflower growing in that. We're filling up the goldfish pond. And then I'm watering the cannas over here for all the wildlife that like to hide in there, the snails, whatever. And I'll show you how much power. So we got 1,000 watts on Rusty Watt right now, but the last 200 watts are for the Blue Eddy currently, because we don't need that extra 200 watts. So this is an independent solar panel to charge the Blue Eddy. If I want to use that out here, I can recharge it. It'll take 200 watts. But there's our 1,000 watts right there. And these are all adjustable. So you can swivel them up and down, whatever angle you want. I don't need the alternator hooked up anymore during the day. So with all this solar power, you don't need the alternator. And let's see how much power. We're getting 18 amps from that array, from two panels. So that's pretty good. We're getting 5 amps from that one and about 5 amps from the other one. So we got about 10 amps right here. We got 18. And then let's see what that front panel's doing. That one's only putting out 2.5 amps. That's all it needs to put out because the batteries are in a charge state. So this charge controller has the floor basically. It's doing most of the work. If I were to unplug this one, that charge controller would jump up to about 12 amps. Because each one of these 200 watt panels will put out about 12 amps on a good day. I've seen them peak up to 13 when they're cold, but they generally put out about 12 amps. These are low voltage, high amp, the new 9-bus solar panels. So if you're looking for 12 volt solar panels for an RV or something, and you don't care about weight and you want something that's gonna last, these are the ones to get because these are the more high efficient cells. So if you look right here, there's 9 bus bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what they did is they cut the monocrystalline cells basically in half, and they grouped them closer together, as close as they could. And they put more bus bars on there, assuming that that's helping it push more current. And that's how they're getting the higher amperage and the lower voltage. So somebody was asking me the other night in a chat room what solar panels to buy, and this is what I recommend, the one that says the 9 bus bars. So that's the new high efficient ones. And this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bus bars, but these are just as efficient that I've seen because these are the 2nd gen and these are the 3rd gen. And there's not that much difference. These do work a little bit better in low light, I found. So we got 100, 100, and 200 watt panels there. So that's 600 and 800. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. There's 1,000 watts. And like I said, this panel swivels and it's a backup reserve panel. It's not currently hooked up to the system. I will hook it up eventually. But right now I'm using it to test out the Blue Eddy solar generator, which takes 200 watts, so it's a perfect companion for that. So here's Rusty Watt. I know you haven't seen it in a while. I've been doing cooking streams, work, and life. And here's the inside. Hasn't been really out since the car show. It's been out on the road about three times since I got it running really good. Oh, and this is my slinky heater. So this is that end's hooked to the ground, the body dash ground. And this end, when I put a fuse in here, I didn't even hook a switch to it. This starts getting warm. So this is my winter slinky heater. I just did it to show people that you can make heaters out of slinkies. You can make antennas out of slinkies, transmitter and receiver antennas. I've done it with CB radios, FM radios, AM radios, shortwave, and it's tunable. I might do a video about that one day, how to make a tunable antenna with a slinky. Been doing that for a long time. Steering wheel's still holding up. Everything else looks pretty good in here. Do not like those around. Yeah, I see the birds, purple martins, and everybody's chasing them away because he will get the babies. So there we go. That's a good update on Rusty Watt. So I got the inverter fixed. It's running the water well. My next goal is going to be to see if it will run the air conditioner, one of the window units. Those things pull about 55 amps, and I don't think I have enough power to run it with Rusty Watt unless I hook up that last panel. I need to hook up that last panel, and then we can run a window unit for sure. Right now, we're pulling about 360 watts to run the water well, and it runs an air compressor. It's an airlift water system that I designed years ago. Very unique setup, one of a kind. I have 3 airlift mechanisms in the well, and it's all running off of one pump. So Rusty Watt is actually running 3 airlift pump mechanisms right now. And this one of them is, you're seeing it right there. And then it's also filling the tank out back too. So water's going in 3 different spots. What else can I cover? I guess we could do a real quick behind the scenes of what I'm got planned for the here's the charge controllers for the front array, and this is the inverter that runs the front part of the house. And whenever I'm doing my cooking streams, this is what's powering the cooking streams. This inverter here is what I use for the toaster, oven, and the window unit. This runs the air conditioner as well. This one I don't have currently hooked up. This is a inverter, charger, transfer switch. This basically goes into an RV. They don't make them any better than this. This thing is heavy duty. 170 amp charger. Yeah, you can't beat that. And I think it's a 3000 watt or 2500 watt output on the inverter side. It's modified sine wave, but it's pretty clean power. I mean, look at this puppy. Look how thick these wires are. That's because it has to charge at 175 amps if you want it to challenge it, you know. And here is the transfer switch. A little quick behind the scenes of how I transfer the power from grid to solar. I do it by command, and I tell my assistant, turn grid power off, turn grid power on. And that's basically a transfer switch for a commercial application that I got off eBay. I got 2 of them. And whenever the smart switch over there turns on and off, that transfer switch kicks to the primary power, which primary power is always the A leg, and the A leg is going to the solar inverter right here. So this is where my A leg goes. And then when the B leg cuts off, which is the grid power, then it transfers over back and forth from solar to grid. So that's how that works. No agenda is still on. So what I got planned for the kitchen streaming setup is I don't like my monitor placement. They're just too far scattered. So when I'm doing my stream, I can't find my mouse. That's the problem. The mouse is over here, over here, over here, over here. So I'm going to move this monitor because grease is getting on it from cooking bacon and stuff. Moving this monitor down here. I really would like for them to not be on the counter, but that's all I got to deal with right now. And I'm thinking about moving this monitor as well. I don't know, I'm probably going to end up leaving it though. But once I move this monitor over here, at least it'll be, my normal workflow will be right this way instead of all the way down here, because to get to this monitor, I go through this one as well with the mouse. So anyway, that's just a technical thing. So that monitor is going to be over here, and that's going to be an upgrade. And I also didn't like the footage that I saw from my Mi Cam, the mobile cam yesterday. So I'm going to be using this phone right here, which is my daily driver, the Samsung A51, because it's got better wide angle lens, and I think it's going to give me better quality. But the problem is, it's just like today, I had an emergency at work and I had to take my phone call. So I'm going to look for one of these used on the interwebs. So, because you can see it's got a good anti-shake wide angle view, and that's what I need. So this is what it would look like if I'm coming over here to the cutting board. You know, and what I saw yesterday from that other camera, it's like a $50 or $60 Motorola. The thing is old. It was very shaky. It was doing, the focus was kind of off. The light compensation was going back and forth. So yeah, this is a lot better. This is a Samsung. They make some of the best cameras. So that's a little behind the scenes there. What else can we look at before we hang her up? Appreciate everybody being in the chat. My plan is to premiere at least a video or two a week, and do at least 3 live cooking shows a week. That's my goal, if work allows me to. Today, there was a lot of reasons why I didn't go live. Number one, No Agenda's on. It's still on right now. Adam Curry, John C. Dvorak, No Agenda show. It's a podcast. They record it live. So here's our charge controllers. Right now, we could run an AC. Well, we don't have enough power to run AC because we're getting about, yeah, we could. I'm going to test it out. I need to run one more cable because the cable I'm running to run the water well would normally be running the AC. I always need one more monitor, one more cable, or one more webcam. Isn't that the case? So yeah, I also had another fail today. So I came out here to check the inverter to make sure everything's okay about 20 minutes ago. And I was smelling gas, and there was a puddle of gas under the truck. And there was gas running out of the car. But I was like, oh, okay, I know what's going on. This stupid fuel cell I put in back here is not venting properly. And it's not because I painted the whole thing white. This check valve is only one way. Okay, so this is a one way to let air in, not out. So I need to keep the cap loose on this thing, or put some type of vent tube somewhere on the top of the tank. I'll have to figure out something. But yeah, that's been an issue. This thing started swelling up and just pushing gas out. So I'll address that one of these days. What else is new? Let's see. Oh, I saw something on the interwebs. I wanted to verify it. Somebody was saying that turtles have 28 sections like the moon cycle. So we're going to count from here all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See, I'm counting too many. The sections are smaller. I need to find a turtle that hasn't been damaged. So the sections are this small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. To 1, to 2, to 3, to 4, to 5, to 6, to 7, 28. All right, so there we go. Yeah. It does have 28 sections. Wow. Just like the moon phase, every 28 days, menstrual cycle, every 28 days. Google Analytics, their calendar works off of 28 days cycle. A lot of stuff works off a 28-day cycle. It's pretty interesting how nature reflects the world around us. So I'm probably going to end up putting the track back in the 65 and attempt to go to the car show again. This time I won't be so rushed, I'm hoping. So all I'll have to do is just put these back in there. I have all my stuff already put up in the house and staged, so I know kind of what I need to do. I want the layout to be different this year. I want to step it up a notch. Got the security camera in here too. So as long as I'm parked anywhere close to the house, this camera is active so I can see out that direction or wherever I point it. It's PTZ. So that's a pretty good update. I think we'll ease out of the stream here, or the video. This thing's not hot at all. The fan is loud. But yeah, I took it apart and cleaned it. Replaced the fuses, or the fuse. There was 4 of them. Cleaned all the fuses. Got good, clean conductor action. So there's 1,000 watts on Rusty Watt. I know I haven't showed Rusty Watt in a while, but there we go. I'm probably gonna keep this thing in the garage until the car show. I'm gonna pull it out every day to run the well. But what I say, keep in the garage, I'm probably gonna keep it off the road. I really don't like to drive the truck because I'm afraid somebody's gonna run into me, and that would not make my day. Pretty cool truck though. It's nice having that extra power that's portable. And yes, I am going to hook up the last 200 watts back there and set up a system where the panel swivels. Where we'll do this number. I'll figure out something. It already swivels. I already set that up. I used door hinges for that. And it can go up at a pretty steep angle the other direction. So like in the morning, if I needed to capture some more sun, look at that angle. But I need to figure out what I can do to stop it where it stops right there. So I'm going to figure out some type of mechanism to where it sits up. But this is a pretty good evening angle, you know, if I had it hooked up. And that's something I need to do in my spare time. But I think that's it for now. That's a pretty good show and tell behind the scenes. Oh, and I have another plan to, I got some extra panels I need to hook up that I'm not using on the solar trailer. So I want to duplicate another array. So right now I have 2 arrays. This is one string of 120 or 30 volts. This is another string that goes into the house. So these are all series together. And these are all series together. And they all go in with separate wires. So series together, positive and negative, DC going into the house at 130 volts. These are series together, positive and negative, going into the house with their own set of wires at 130 volts. And I want to put another set of panels right here. It's just going to take some work. So I can definitely run my window, maybe 2 window units with the system then. For sure, it'll run 1 window unit right now with no problem. But when I start the streaming computer system up, that's an extra 270 watts. So I need that headroom there. So that's why I'm going to put more panels out here. I already have them. I'm just going to rob them off the solar trailer and put my old solar panels. Some of them are in the house and some of them are stacked up beside my equipment over here. So I got panels everywhere, in the house, in the hallway, on the back porch. So I'm going to put the old panels on the solar trailer because it's usually out of sight, out of mind, and the new pretty looking panels. And it'll be the match type too. These are the rich solar panels. These are 100 watts each. So I'll have another array. I'm either going to come out here with it or on the side. If I come out here, it's going to kind of creep into the yard, and I like walking through here. So I'm probably going to put them to the left over here. I just hate doing all this construction work. Digging holes, setting those posts where everything's perfectly lined up like I did these. That was not easy because I ran into some roots from a tree that was there previously and some concrete and all kinds of stuff that was in the yard. So I had to chip through a lot of stuff here. Let's hope the same situation is not going to be happening here. But yeah, that's my plans, is to get another. Each one of these arrays puts out 40 DC amps at 12 volts. So I get 40 DC amps in one charge controller and 40 there. So I get 80 amps here. So I want to have at least 120 amps. And that will be a good start. And the reason why you need a lot of power too is when it's cloudy and you want to run like the streaming system, having those extra panels really helps when it's cloudy. And this is our second day of kind of sun, maybe third. No, it's the second day. So we haven't had much sun this year at all. So I think I'm going to go for a walk before I have to do any more work. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We got blackberries in season. So if you look right here, the blackberries are turning black. They're red right now, but they're reddish black. See, those are still red. But when they turn black, well, those things are good. And the mulberries taste even better. The property is covered with those. I've been propagating those since I bought the property in 2003. I built the house in 97, and I bought the property behind it in 2003. But yeah, I'm covering the whole property with food forest, and that is the goal. Never mind my water heater that's modified to run on 110. It's unhooked, but it's easy to hook it right back up. Had to do that when the grid was down for 4 days. And what is another thing? Oh, I plan on getting the T-Max running. This thing hasn't probably run in 25 years. So I finally pulled it out of the garage. It's four-wheel drive. One of the first original T-Maxes. I was the first one in Austin, Texas to have an E-Max, by the way. And then I didn't like it. It was electric for E-Max. So I sold it to a friend of mine and then bought this T-Max. This was one of the first ones as well in Austin, back when they first came out. So that's the original, first gen, almost first run, exactly. There's the spark plug tester that I made. You can't see that, it's washed out. And of course these solar panels, that's what's going to go on the solar trailer, because these are old and they're oddballs. All right, love you all, and I'm working on music too. I worked on more music last night for the live streams for whatever I do. I came up with 5 more songs, and they were all pretty long songs. I was up till 4 a.m. working on music. So we got We the People over here. He's live right now. There's 21 people watching. He's going down the road. I'm fixing to jump in his chat right before I go for a walk. Love you all, and we'll do this again soon.